Hey guys, Anthony here from Triple X RC Garage. I got the Injora, oh my gosh, Injora metal housings. So I'm replacing the plastic ones. I already just did the front, which was the hardest one of all. And that's the finished product. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the rear one, which is a lot easier to do. And yeah, and then of course I've got to put my my pins back in here and my hex so I can put my wheels back on. So I haven't done that yet. But so far the only thing that I haven't replaced with metal yet is the transmission housing. And I'll probably do that later. So far I've got the skid plate, the high clearance stainless steel links. I did put plastic back here as far as the covers go. For some reason when they showed photos I thought maybe this might have came with the aluminum ones or something, but it didn't. So, but it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I'll put the plastic ones on. They take a hit anyway when you're crawling, and this is all going to be scarred up before it's over with. Like this has already got some scratches, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do the rear ones, which is real simple. Just manually taking these two screws out, pull the axles, remove the bearing from in here. Of course, taking it off here, of course, and taking the drive shaft off. And then same thing with this side, and undo the 4 screws here. It takes the housing cover off, and then everything just comes out of there. And put these 2 bearings that are in here inside this, and I'll check if it needs more grease. I'll add grease, but I don't think it does, and I'll just put everything back together. So I'm going to go ahead and dismantle this now and go ahead and go from there. But and so far the front wasn't that hard. I mean, there is some screws that come, these screws do come with the kit, so I did have to put that in. So you're basically not going to use these screws here that'll be going in this part at all for the shocks and the links, just so you know, because it's going to be threaded. So these will be the ones that go in here. So just giving you a heads up on that. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and remove the screws. Now on the front one, just give you a heads up on that. Where the servo mount is, let me take the screw out of here, get it out of here, and I'll talk to you about it. So with the servo mount, it came with a long screw and a nut. Well, you'll be using those again. The only ones you won't be using is the ones that go here on where the shocks go in. But up here you will. And it also comes with little grub screws, because like when you take this off, it's got these little tabs. Well, you can't squeeze the aluminum one, so there'll be holes there. So these little teeny weeny grub screws, and you use the smallest hex you have, and this will be what goes in the top, replacing the little notches you see here. So just giving you heads up on that, because I think someone said, what are these grub screws for? They didn't know what they were for. I saw it somewhere. I think it might have been on Facebook, but and I'm assuming that here will be probably this real long screw that'll replace that. So so yeah, that'll be pretty much the whole shabam. You won't be like I said, you won't be using these black ones that go in the axle here. And I don't know why these things are so tight going. These links do not like to release from this plastic for some reason. Hopefully it'll be a lot better with the aluminum ones. But man, what a pain to take these out. And get my links swiveled back to where they're supposed to be. And I don't understand why it's like this. So anyway, that'll all be replaced in. Hopefully the machined metal will be a lot easier to do this. So basically it is a lot easier just to take it off like this, which you're going to have to take it off no matter what. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the drive shaft. Now what I always do, because these screws all look alike down here, I just put my screw right back in here. And I will be using some Loctite blue on this. And then of course you will be reusing the screws for the diff cover. So I don't know why. I think it came with maybe screws if you were going to change it out to aluminum. I'm assuming that's what these ones are, but I'm just going to reuse. I did already on that one. I just reused them because it's plastic. And I'm going to go ahead and pull these here. And, oh boy. Okay, and then once you've done that, if you haven't done this before, just push on your output drive here that goes on your drive shaft. Just push on it. Oh, duh. Forgot to take the axles out, sorry. Yeah. So you'll be replacing these screws here with the ones that are over here. I don't know if you can see this side of my mat, but there's some small ones that replace those. So yeah. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw all the screws over there. For a moment. Okay, now you'll remove your axles, and your bearings, luckily for me, came out with it. I'll just set that over here because it's kind of greasy. And there. Now you can push your output. Whoop, it fell right out. So the bearings actually stayed in here. The only bearings you're going to have to remove physically is going to be the ones that run on this output drive here. And so I always just take a thing and push it out that way, and then push this one out. And there should be no more bearings or any use for this, so I'm going to go ahead and move this. Grab the new one. I'm going to put the bearing in the front here. I don't know why it'd be such a pain to go in. The other one, the front one, went in beautifully. But there you go. So that's in now. And just got to make sure it falls into place. I'm just going to do kind of the same thing here. Then you're going to just drop your output drive here. Come on. It's hard to get this thing to go in the slot where the bearings are. Okay, I got it pushed in. I'm just going to take my curved needle nose and we'll push it here tight. And there you go. So it's in. So I got that in place. Looks like it might be able to use a little bit more grease. Set that in place here. I think I'll just will add a tad bit, just a drop on that one. The front one looked really good, but the back one looks a little scattered. I don't know why. Like it's not much grease in there. I'm going to use my blade and just plop some in here. You don't need a whole lot in there. I mean, it doesn't need to be drowning in grease, just so you know that. And it'll spread itself too once you start spinning it, so that's fine. I'm not going to go crazy with that. And I got to clean the housing because I got grease everywhere. And such. I'm just going to go ahead and put these screws back in here. I don't think these screws will work. They look machined, and these are for plastic, so I'm just going to put the plastic ones back in. And I know a lot of you guys have already done this before, so it's like no big deal. I'm sure I'm probably going to have the old who doesn't do it that way or whatever. I don't care. I'm just showing you how to do this. And yes, I'm not using electric tool to do this. I'll use them to take it out, but I don't use them to put them back in. And the reason is because I don't want to strip out anything or ruin anything. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take the drive shaft. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Jumping the gun here. Go ahead and put the axles back in place, and they'll slide in. And then this is where you're going to use the new screws. And try to see which ones they are. I think they're going to be 1.5. Yeah, they're 1.5. I got a little, oh boy, just dropped my screw in there. Come on. Okay. I got my Loctite in there. I'm trying to get it to stay on here so I can. I always put a little Loctite in the lid here, and so I get a little bit on there. Being this is metal, you're going to want to use Loctite, because if you don't, you add a little bit more into that. Put this in out of the way. Add a little bit more in my little cup here. Well, it's actually my lid. I use a medicine bottle to keep my Loctite, because I've had before where I've accidentally had something fall and cut or break this, or the lid comes off. And this way I don't have to sit there and worry about all that happening. And now I'm just going to take, drown it in Loctite. Go ahead and put the other one on this one. I still got to put another screw over there. I'm just didn't want the axle to fall back out or have any issues while I'm doing this. So I figured just get them both done. But yeah, anytime you're going to go screws the metal, you definitely want to use Loctite. Do not use the red, because if you use the red, you're not going to like yourself later if you have to take anything apart. Something I dislike about these stainless steel things is they're not magnetic. Alright, so I got the screws here and here, came with. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the drive shaft. Now because I did have Loctite on the drive shaft before, I'm still going to put more back on here. This is the Injora drive shaft. I saw someone showing it on Facebook where the pin broke. So far I have not had an issue like that with mine. I hope I don't, because these are a lot better than dealing with that freaking crap that Traxxas gives you. Because then you have to freaking put shrink wrap and all this junk on there to get it to stay. And honestly, I think, you know, Traxxas is pretty good at engineering stuff. I think they could have done better. Alright, so now I'm turning my drive shaft, making sure things turning nice and smooth, and it's turning really smooth. Alright, gonna put the grease away. Put it back in my Ziploc bag. This grease I'm using is from Vanquish product. It's what they actually use in the Vanquish rigs. I'll clean my knife off here. Close that up. And clean up over here because I got grease everywhere. Alright, so both housings are here. This is done. So I just got now just to put all the links back in where they go in the drive shaft and go from there. So, and don't do what I did one time. I didn't reverse myself, and I was putting all the links in like this, and I'm like, oh crap, this is upside down. So yeah, I've done that before, but it happens. All right, so where's the real long one at? I think this is it here. Go ahead and put a little Loctite on it. So what you're going to want to do is stick it through the first link, hold it in place, and then put your second link in here. Get those little ball swivels to stay still. Ooh, yeah. Slid in pretty nice. Let's see if I can get the screw to finish going through. Trying to figure out if this thing's threaded in the middle or something. Oh, it's slid in now. Thought for a second because it seemed like, oh wow, that's too long. Huh. Not sure what the real long one's for, to be honest with you. Go ahead and pull this out. Unless that was for the servo thing. It could have been. Maybe they just want you to go all shiny. Yeah, must have been what it was for, because this, yeah, this is right. So this must have been for the front part of the, where the servo is. And I guess you just reuse your nut so you have everything all shiny. I put the black back in, but whatever. I'm not going to die because I got a black bolt in there. I've never been one of the stainless steel shiny guys. Sometimes I hate these things because the heads will strip out quickly on them. And all right, so grab my Loctite on here, grab my shock, and yes, I have my shocks on upside down. There's a reason for that. I like it better that way. It seems to crawl better that way, flex better that way. Yeah, see? Feels like it's threaded on both ends of this thing. come on. Come on. There we go. There it goes. Okay. Too long? Is there shorter ones? Oh. And again, I grabbed a longer one. All right. Time to take it back out again. I didn't realize I grabbed a longer one. Well, well, well. Actually, being threaded is actually kind of helpful because it keeps it in place until you can get the link in there. And you have to keep pulling it back out or unsliding it because it keeps moving all over the place. So maybe that was pretty cool for them to do that. Sorry, my big old paws are in the way. I'm trying to get this link lined up to fit in this slot again. Already had it in there once. And got it. That fit nice. Okay. So apparently it's another long one I don't need. Go ahead and put some Loctite on this. Turn this a little bit. Go ahead and, oh, I need the shock. Anyway, I do the shocks upside down and I took the springs out because I liked the droop setup, if you don't know what that means. So when you run in droop, it makes the gravity takes over, so the truck stays down further. Yeah, it looks like you're a low rider sometimes riding around, but the cool part about running droop is least likely to flip over going up a hill or doing side hill. Now the one thing you do have to worry about is yeah, you're going to do a lot of rubbing. So what you want to do is, you know, you could trim out your body or whatever for your tires. Mine does rub still a little bit, but I don't care. All right, so that's it's all together now. So I got the real pretty Injora metal axles, which anyway, so now I just got to put the pins back in, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean this lid out because I don't need any more Loctite. But yeah, I just use a pill bottle, and I know it doesn't fit like super tight, you know, super in there, but the tube does flex a little bit, and that locks in, and that way you don't get Loctite everywhere and you don't break your tube. And if it was a leak, it'll leak in here and you can still use it, so it won't be all over everything in your toolbox or bag. So all right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the pins and the hexes back in and the tires back on, and then we'll take it out and run it. So stand by. Hey guys, so I'm taking it out. Now this is a little course I built in my backyard. It's new, and I used some wooden edging that you'd use in a flower bed to make that little bridge on top. It's far from being done, but just wanted to take it out and show you guys you know, little performance this thing has. It's hasn't let me down yet. Even at stock form, it wasn't bad, but a little too light, and it would sometimes fall over. But anyway, the seems to be doing well. Really enjoying how this thing is performing. I do have some other parts coming. It's supposed to go on the end of the shocks to kind of give you a little more length so you can flex more. And we'll come up with another video if that comes in. One of the things I did do when I built this course is I put playground sand in there, and been spraying a lot of weed killer to keep the weeds down, but that's the only downfall is the playground sand does tend to stick to these tires. But other than that, it's not too bad. I mean, enjoy having my own little spot to test them out and run them. So anyway, so yeah, so this is it, and it looks like the truck's running pretty good. I mean, you know, like I said, that playground sound makes the tires a little slick, so I have a hard time crawling up the rocks. But anyway, I'll be doing more to this course shortly, make it bigger. But anyway, well, I guess I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Just wanted to kind of show, you know, rebuilding the axles, and even though I didn't do the front one on video, it's pretty simple. I mean, if you've ever done your bearing kit or anything else, it's the same thing. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, have fun with RCs.